My name is It's Pigeon. I go by Lily, and we are going to be graced with this wonderful match here in the Division 2 Grand Finals. It's going to be between the winners bracket side team fatchudlolcow versus the team that has clawed their way through the losers bracket here, RAMSING. And they should be a pretty good match. I am looking forward to see if this one will go to a bracket reset, because RAMSING has been just playing out of their mind recently across all of the finals matches, and so far when they knocked out Waterbenders, who were in the winner side of the bracket but got knocked down to the losers side for the finals, or grand finals, excuse me, by fatchudlolcow. So this is going to be an interesting match. Two teams that are pretty skilled here. We're already getting into some picks and bans here, actually, so won't get the chance to talk too much about the teams just yet, but we are seeing fatchudlolcow choosing to ban that DT2. Hidden 2 and No Mob 4 are going to be banned out by RAMSING, and the final ban coming through is going to be DT3 from fatchudlolcow, and these bans are pretty in line with what we've seen versus RAMSING. For any team that has had to play them so far, this team is very mechanics forward. They like their speed, they like their tapping, they like their DT mechanics. I will expect that they will probably just end up picking into all of those different skill sets with whatever is available left to them. But for fatchudlolcow, we got Ethan John, that's going to be Nushi as the captain, Funky Kong, Penguo, Misted, Emerald Ages, Naze, Lasse, and Fishy Squid Man. And on the side of RAMSING, you've got Pra, 8581210, which is Lights Out. I'm going to be referring to them as Lights Out for the rest of this match. Mommy, Cyber Oni, Raphael, Lexi, Tynamo, and Naomi. This should be a pretty fun match here. fatchudlolcow gonna have first pick here, so am interested to see where they choose to go. I think throughout this tournament, RAMSING has looked solid on stuff like the Nomad 1, Nomad 2, anything tapping related. Of course, all of the DPs they do tend to do pretty well on. So I think fatchudlolcow's probably going to lean a bit more into some of the more gimmicky stuff. Maybe stuff inside the hidden pool, maybe some more alt-heavy focused things, or even something like that Nomad 5 is going to be probably a pick by fatchudlolcow, and we're going to see them go right into the hidden one here. Is going to be Hobbs 2's difficulty on Son of Robot by Dance Gavin Dance. This is 218 BPM, AR 9.5, so despite being a higher BPM, it's not going to be too dense, but a lot of awkward aim in this one. Lots of triples, lots of 5-note bursts, and overall, just a little bit of a hidden one mechanics map. They should do pretty well on both teams, but yeah, fatchudlolcow I think is going to look to pick into the two remaining hiddens here, starting with the hidden one, because RAMSING, while they do have some players that are very proficient on the hidden mod, I think that they have been a little bit lacking when it comes to fielding a 4-man roster who are all very comfortable on the mod. Even if the map would suit them without hidden, you add that hidden mod and it makes maybe 1 or 2 players that would play it if it was something like no mod or hard rock and just don't want to play it. But this is going to be a fun match here. RAMSING, as I said earlier, they're coming in from the loser side of the bracket, so if RAMSING wins this match, then we will get a bracket reset, and that would theoretically happen immediately after the match. It might be like a 5-minute break or something. We'll get confirmation on that if we get there. fatchudlolcow, they just need to win one match. One match. Either this one, or if they lose this and go to bracket reset and they win that one, they're the winners. So this is for all the marbles here. Between these two teams, a lot is on the line here in the Division 2, but it's been a fun one so far. And would you believe me if I said that Division 1 still isn't over yet? Division 2 starting a week, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm not even sure. And it's going to be finishing before Division 1. I think that's quite funny, but here we go. We're going to get into this map very shortly. It's fatchudlolcow's first pick on the hidden one. We got Emerald Ages, Fishy Squidman, Alice Carroll, that's a rename, I'll have to find out who that is, and Funky Kong. For RAMSING, we've got Naomi, Lights Out, Cyber Oni, and Raphael. Let me take a quick look to see who Alice Carroll is, because that is 100% a rename. And that is going to be Penguo. So Penguo renaming to Alice Carroll. I'm not sure if they want to be called Alice Carroll. Out of just simple thoughts, I will just refer to them as Alice them. But that is Penguo for all intents and purposes. Unless someone tells me otherwise that they still would prefer to be called Penguo. Here we go, hit him one. As I said, a little bit of mechanics checks, awkward aim, lots of linear stuff happening, and already lots of misses happening across multiple players here. 3 misses on the side of RAMSING, 3 players dropping the combo. Only 2 players on the side of fatchudlolcow for the time being is Fishy Squidman, Funky Kong dropping versus Lights Out, Raphael, and Cyberoni all finding misses early on into the map. That's completely reasonable. The map is a little bit longer. It's about 3 minutes long, just a bit under that. But yeah, these combos are going to be slightly more in favor of fatchudlolcow, even with that miss from Funky Kong for the time being. Let's get into the first Ki section though. And this is where some of the more awkward linear aim comes into play here. We do see Emerald Ages drop one of those combos for fatchudlolcow. Fishy Squidman drops on the recovery, and Cyberoni would trade on that. Funky Kong's still continuing to struggle to hold on to any combo. It's just down to Alice versus Naomi right now, and it was a good recovery combo on both Raphael and Lights Up, but Raphael drops the combo here in the first PI. This is some of the more heavy snap aim sections. Lights Up's going to drop their combo, so that's no more combos on the side of RAMSING. Just a little bit of recovery on Cyberoni, and it's just Alice Carroll still putting in work on the F3. Oh, but as I say that, unfortunately, they will end up dropping. It's about 50,000 points in favor of fatchudlolcow, but it's misses all across the board now, as it's basically a full lobby reset here. As we get into the next pause, there's about half the map remaining, so there's still plenty of time to give score towards one side or the other, but right now, I mean, the biggest combo I think is on Naomi, and it's like not even 200. Now, Emerald Ages is over 200, so they are going to be matching each other. The rest of the players are going to be trying to look to build up some of these recovery combos, try to back these 2 bigger combos, and Naomi is going to fall, but it will get traded out by the entire team of fatchudlolcow. And now the combo advantage is on the side of RAMSING. Lights Out and Raphael being the only 2 above 100 combo right now, and they're about to reach 200 as well, so this is going to be combo advantage for them as we get into the final little bit of PI in the map. Sections very similar to what we've seen so far, lots of these circular flow in the aim. Lights Out going to be dropping the combo, but it's traded with Fishy Squidman, and it's neck and neck right now. It's less than 2,000 points away from either team, and it's more misses on the side of RAMSING now as we get into the very end of the map. It's Alice Carroll dropping the combo, but Funky Kong and Emerald Ages are still holding on to some combo, and this might just be enough to get them over the line. There's no more real difficulty to the map anymore. And oh my god, what just happened? Okay, I'm going to assume that fatchudlolcow won the point because we did get into the map kind of later, and I feel like the map ended and we were still watching it from a few seconds behind. So, you know, we don't need... I'm gonna double check on the MP link. I'm assuming that was the point for fatchudlolcow, and that MP link is incorrect, so let me grab right MP link. Here we go. Yeah, fatchudlolcow won the map by 88,000 points. It was way closer than I think they would have liked to have it, but still going to be able to get their first pick here as we go into the next map on the Nomad 1. This is basically what RAMSING likes to do. You ban the DTs against them, and then they'll just pick consistency maps. They like all of the 1 slots normally, which is why they actually were able to contest that hit-'em-1 for the majority of the map, keeping it very close here. But I mean, fatchudlolcow, they're definitely not strangers to stuff like this No Mod 1. They are more than capable of putting up some very respectable scores on it, so could be, again, just another contested pick here. I will drop that. I don't have mod in the chat, so I'm not able to pin it or change the MP link, but yeah. That newest one is going to be the current MP. I'm sure somebody can keep sending that if people ask for it until maybe somebody is able to change it in the stream. I believe this is just a very standard No Mod 1, if I'm remembering correctly. Nothing too crazy going on in this map. It's going to be a very standard aim consistency map here. There is another awkward aim map. Let me try to remember which one that one is. I believe, or not awkward, just like more of a farm style for an aim map. That's the free mod one. So there is other aim still left in the pool. If this goes well for fatchudlolcow, I expect that we'll probably be seeing that free mod one very, very soon. But here we go. At number 2, this is RAMSING's first pick. Fatchudlolcow off to, or excuse me, I think fatchudlolcow. I meant RAMSING. We'll be probably picking that free mod 1 later on. Fatchudlolcow off to a good start off their first pick here. And off to a good start in the map. It's only one player just now dropping combo. That back and forth section is pretty spaced, so it's understandable. Alice is going to be dropping the combo, but 2 of the players on the side of RAMSING have fallen by the wayside just off the beginning as well, and this is going to be a double miss from both Missin and Naze, and now Alex Carroll dropping combo again. It's a full reset for fatchudlolcow, and nobody is trading right now on RAMSING. They are all holding through this little intro section of the map, and we're going to get into the next PI here with a lot of combo built up on the side of RAMSING. Already about 70,000 points in their favor just off this very short intro of the map. Out missing going into this first PI. Not going to be too big of a deal, but the recoveries are starting to build up on the side of fatchudlolcow as Cybroni drops combo. Back and forth is the name of this map here. Alex Carroll will trade with Raphael, and now it's just Paw on decent combo right now for RAMSING. He needs to hold on. The score is going to start to dwindle the more that these recoveries build up for the 3 players on fatchudlolcow, and Paw unfortunately misses. Not going to be too good for RAMSING, but dropping the combo will help them out just a little bit, but eventually that score is going to start going back the way of fatchudlolcow. Now it's down to about 40,000 points, but Funky Kong missing is not the player that you would want to be dropping right now, so actually going to keep things relatively even for the time being. Back into some more big jumps here before the next PI section. We're about 2/3 of the way through the map. Again, it's going to be more of these back and forth jumps. Spacing kind of big there. That's Misted's combo down. Misted was the biggest combo on the side of fatchudlolcow. I think they were over 600 just then before they missed, so that's not good for fatchudlolcow. Now you're just working on a couple of recoveries, but there's more recoveries on the side of RAMSING with better combos. They're going to continue to hold on to the score lead here. Big jumps in this section. Potential for lots of misses, but nobody's dropping just yet. It's going to be first player to drop. Mace on the side of fatchudlolcow. Nobody trades, and they take that back. That's going to be Lights Out first to trade as we get into this final PI. Alex Carroll also going to be falling, and Mace once more. It's still 2 players above 500 combo, now 600, as Cybroni drops one of those 2 combos with Paz backing up Raphael, so it is going to be about 250,000 points in their favor as we get into the final bit of the map, and I think it's already too late. It's just no hope for fatchudlolcow to try to get a breakpoint here, and despite Raphael missing, no combo on the side of fatchudlolcow means that RAMSING is going to secure their first pick here. things up 1-1. No weird business happening so far. Just pick the own map and win on your own pick so far. And yeah, we've got a match on our hands here. No breakpoints just yet. So, fatchudlolcow, I'm expecting something like that hidden 3. Might see them go into the free mod pool here. Probably not that free mod 1. That is more of a higher BPM aim map. Maybe something like the free mod 2. I think the free mod 2 is available. Yeah, maybe something like that free mod 2. There is more gimmick in basically all the pools right now available to them. If they want to go into something that is like low AR, you could go that no mod 5. I'm eyeing that hidden 3. I feel like they are just going to pick that, and we are going to see them go into the last remaining hidden here on the hidden 3. This is a weird map. It's kind of techy, kind of awkward. Some slider aim in it. Got some little back and forths in it as well, but for the most part, this is just a mech tech style map, I feel like. Not really sure how to describe it that well, but we'll see.
The computer technology has been moving in a way that nothing else people have ever known. Digital communication system. Higher performance and faster and more reliable communication sources.
I believe this was played in RAMSING's match versus Waterbenders the other day. Yes, it was. It got about a 1.1 million team score. No crazy standout combos, but this map is hard. It's very hard to hold on to combo. The highest score was on Naomi, 400,000, just shy of 400,000 versus Waterbenders. So looking for improvements from some of these players. I think that was maybe a bit of a team low roll overall, but yeah, so far in this grand final stage, the scores on average for this map are pretty low. Into this map very shortly. Here we go. All 4 players in for both sides. Fishy Squid Man coming in. Nushi, that's going to be Ethan Jung. Call them Nushi. Emerald Ages and Alice Carroll going to be your lineup here for fatchudlolcow. On the other side for RAMSING, you've got Naomi, Lexi, Mommy, and Dynamo. So a couple of switch-ins here compared to that initial hidden 1 pick. Just a different style of map. Requires a little bit more comfort on the mod, I think, overall than that hidden 1. Here we go, it's map number 3. This is fatchudlolcow's pick, and we are already seeing a couple players drop just in the very intro of the map. Lexi, Naomi, and Dynamo all falling on the side of RAMSING. It's 3 players now dropping combo on the side of fatchudlolcow. It's only Nushi and Mommy holding on to their combos still. I mean, just this beginning is just so hard to hold on to combos, so it's understandable that there's been so many breaks, and even John, Nushi going to be dropping the last remaining FC on fatchudlolcow, but there's still time for recoveries to be made. That said, though, Mommy is still holding on to a full combo out of the intro, and it's going to start to put in some work if they're able to hold for a little bit longer. Getting into this little breakdown section. Nushi and Fishy Squid Man both going to drop as we get into it. No breaks just yet on the side of RAMSING, but this is some of the slider aim that I was talking about earlier. Also starts and stops. Not really too hard to hold on to the combo, but we do see multiple misses now. 3 of the players dropping the combo on RAMSING. Mommy finally dropping that FC, but Lexi's still holding on to the recovery. Is being matched by Emerald Aegis for the time being, though. And Lexi going to be dropping only Alex Carroll to trade, but that was the player that was matching their scores. So now Emerald Aegis has a chance to bring the score lead back. They're still comboing through the section. What on earth is he doing? Still holding. Oh no, unfortunately finds the break. Luckily for fatchudlolcow, they were able to bring the score down to about 20,000 points in favor of RAMSING still, but I mean, it just breaks across the board here. Lexi has built back up the highest combo on RAMSING. They're trying their hardest to keep fatchudlolcow at bay, but right now, it's not enough if these combos are able to hold on Nushi, the only player holding on to any kind of combo. I mean, it's within reach for fatchudlolcow. It's less than 2,000 points. Again, the score's going to potentially flicker here, but it's still in favor of RAMSING just for the time being. But how much longer might it stay on their side? It can go either way right now. Any more big breaks, chain misses, anything like that will send it flying one direction or the other. And Fishy Squidman is going to be trading out with both Naomi and Dynamo, and that gives the score over to fatchudlolcow, but by how much? Less than 1,500 almost? What an absolute nail-biter of an ending there. And again, just a terrifyingly close map. fatchudlolcow just barely squeaking out the victory on their second pick. RAMSING biting at their heels, actually was in the lead for the majority of that map and just barely gave it away. It's a similar story to what we saw on that hidden one, but still, fatchudlolcow, I don't know how they do it, but they get the point. That's all that matters. Here we go. Standard pick strategy for RAMSING. You go the Nomad 1 into the Nomad 2. A little bit of a higher BPM, kind of a speed Nomad 2 actually. 256 BPM, a lot more emphasis on burst tapping rather than stamina, like long streams tapping. So this should be favoring RAMSING, I feel like. They do very well on the high BPM mechanics maps. But fatchudlolcow can probably put up some good scores to try to contest it. The previous match we saw RAMSING pick this one, and they did win it with some very, very dominant scores. Not quite 2 FCs, but I believe 1 player FC'd. That was going to be Lights Out. 98.8% accuracy, and then Cyber Oni, I believe, dropped the combo within like the last 3 notes of the map. So basically an FC with 99.26% combo. That said, they were playing their 4th player, Naomi, dropped all the way down to 89%. They were struggling for the majority of the map, and I still think that RAMSING probably is just going to have to rely on 3 of their players to try to get a good team score overall, because they're just a little bit 4th playered when it comes to this speedy of a map. No hate, just looking at what the scores were. Absolutely no hate. Here we go. We've got all the players in for RAMSING. Actually, not going to be Naomi this time. Same roster otherwise with Lexi, Cyberoni, and Lights Out, but Mommy is going to fill in as the 4th for RAMSING. We've got our players in now for fatchudlolcow. Here we go. Funky Kong, Alice Carroll, Mace, and Fishy Squidman. Map number 4. Been a bit of a nail-biter of a match so far. Lots of very close points. Looking to get a second point on the board to once again tie things up. Kind of shows what it's all about. Lots of these fast bursts, some longer than others, but is going to be pretty important to try to hold on to the best accuracy as you can. can kind of get away with just combo gaming it, but I mean, if you have the combo and you have the worst accuracy, your score is just going to be hurting a little bit here. Already we've seen multiple misses on Mommy, but still the rest of the lobby is holding on to their combo for the time being. It's gonna be on the side of fatchudlolcow, just a couple extra misses on that player from RAMSING, but it's not gonna be without RAMSING to be able to bring this one back. I think that there is still plenty of time. The map is gonna be coming to about the 1/3 section now, and there's a little bit of free combo here, although Fishy Squidman missing on the 1/3 is going to help out RAMSING just a little bit. He has looked up a decent bit of recovery combo. Just need to see how the rest of the map is going to play out now. It's getting back into more tapping sections. Tapping starts to get longer on the burst. Fishy Squidman going to be fighting more misses now. RAMSING looking to get that score lead over towards his side for the first time in the map. Stamina is probably starting to set in for some of these players. Big section here. Still holding on to the combos. 3-way to 3-way right now. They're recovering on Mommy, and especially now with Fishy Squidman dropping the combo. Hold on, that's a double miss from both Mommy and Lexi, though. Trades finally come through from some of the other players on fatchudlolcow. Funky Kong going to be dropping, but it's still more misses from Lexi. And this solo section is so hard to hold on to the combo, but it's 2 FCs to 2. Relatively even combos on the recoveries. Accuracy-wise, we're looking about even here. Some players dropping down to just below 95%, but overall, pretty solid accuracies. So this is anyone's game still. It's going to be insanely close as we get into the final quarter of the map. Breakdown section. Bit of aim required here. Don't get lazy. Don't miss aim on this section. 3 mods total. So 1 hidden required, and then a hidden hard rock or a hard rock. If you choose to go that hidden hard rock, I believe that counts as 2 mods. Easy is allowed, but there are custom multipliers for that, and I don't really know if anybody is going to be taking easy on this map. It does have a 2.3x multiplier, so the incentive is high enough to warrant somebody practicing, putting in the time to learn the map with easy, but I just wouldn't recommend it personally. Players out of the lobby to practice the map. Let's see who comes in here. Curious to see who all is going to be taking which mods. Almost every player is in the lobby here. We've got everyone in for RAMSING. Here comes the 4th player for fatchudlolcow. Nushi, Lasse, Alice Carroll, and Emerald Ages is going to be your lineup there. Imagine Emerald Ages is probably going to be on the hidden, maybe even drawn as well. And then a hard rock on either Alice Carroll or Lasse. Okay, hold on. It's an easy on Emerald Ages. If anybody was going to go easy, it's going to be him. I imagine there's not going to be a matching easy on the other side for RAMSING. A hard rock on Lights Out, Dynamo on the hidden, Cyberoni going to be on the no mod. I actually thought he might be on the hard rock, but it's going to be hidden for Lexi to make up to 3 mods for them. So yeah, again, 2.3x multiplier, and I'm not sure if it's calculated into the stream overlay, but if it is, nothing to worry about. Otherwise, we might have to do a little bit of mental math. Nushi and Lights Out dropping combo pretty early on, actually, as well as Cyberoni. Dynamo just now going to be dropping some combo. No trades on the other side, but I mean, my eyes are locked on that bottom left of my screen right now. It's always an enigma to see somebody playing easy on a grand finals level of pool that is as difficult as this one. Lights Out again going to be finding another miss, and it's already pretty heavy score lead on the side of fatchudlolcow. If there isn't the easy multiplier worked into the overlay, then I mean they're still already winning without it. So this is starting to get a little bit scary for RAMSING, as Cyberoni going to be dropping combo again, getting a big tapping section. On fatchudlolcow missing on that section, but Nushi going to be dropping combo directly after. It's going to be putting a little bit of a stop to the score lead, but yeah, looks like it probably is an overlay, as mentioned by some people in the chat. Last night going to be dropping combo. Lights Out trade though. Still better combos on the side of fatchudlolcow. I just don't know what is happening in the bottom left right now, but only 1 FC on the side of RAMSING, and just good supporting combo on a couple of the other players. But right now, I mean, fatchudlolcow, they're primed to try to get this point. As Dynamo drops that recovery, it's going to put a little bit more of a stop to RAMSING's chance of being able to bring it back quickly. Lasse will drop now, but still, hold on, I was going to say, still these two players are holding onto the combo. Emerald on the easy will drop finally. Alice Carroll also missing at the exact same time, but there goes Lexi as we get into this final PI of the map. So that was the biggest combo from RAMSING, the last remaining FC in the lobby. Now Cyberoni has the highest recovery as we see that score actually start to flicker over the way of RAMSING, and now it's going to be in their favor for the first time in the map, actually. So this is their chance, so long as they hold on to these two big combos. Dynamo going to be dropping on the recovery. Lexi as well. Only trade was from Lasse just a little bit earlier. Don't think that's going to send the score over the way of fatchudlolcow though anytime soon. They still have Cyberoni and Lights Out working hard to keep the score on their favor. It's already about 100,000 points in their favor, as Emerald Ages is going to be dropping combo again, but there goes Lights Out to trade, but Cyberoni still holds into the very end of the map. And that's going to be RAMSING getting the point here. It was a scary close one, but they do get the point. What a crazy score from Emerald Ages. Actually, hold on. Was it calculated into the overlay? Yes. Yes, it was. Yep. It just shows Emerald Age's actual score, but with the overlay at the bottom, that shows the real score. So yeah, RAMSING get the point. Easy Gambit almost paid off, but just didn't quite get there for fatchudlolcow. And I mean, it was still fun to watch. I always do love watching very solid, easy players perform on some of the hardest maps, but that's going to be RAMSING getting a second point on the board, and also a break point answered back now, so they too difficult to start off, but here we go, first PI. Where the spacing starts to pick up a little bit, a lot more bursts happening. All players just locked and loaded right now. I mean, everybody's looking good. Hold on, that's a three-way miss from RAMSING. As I say that, what on earth just happened? I look away for a moment, and Pra, Mami, and Cyberoni all drop their combos, just leaving lights out with any FC remaining for RAMSING. That is not what you want to see on your own pick here in the BP1, but there's still time left in the map. I mean, not that much. We're already halfway through as Pra finds another miss. The first player to drop on fatchudlolcow, finally going to be Ethan John, followed by Funky Kong, but still 2 FCs to 1. Lights Out needs more misses on the side of fatchudlolcow, and more misses indeed here from Alice. Carroll's going to drop one of those 2 remaining FCs. And the recovery is slightly better on the side of Ramsing. Carol and Funky Kong both dropping right before this pause, but there's only a quarter of the map remaining. It's almost 350,000 points in favor of fatchudlolcow, so gonna need to see that biggest combo on Nace drop, probably as well if Ramsing wants to get the score back. Down to 300,000 points into the final PI of the map. Carol going to be dropping combo first here. No trades on the side of Ramsing. They all are holding onto the combos. It's less than 200,000 points now. Funky Kong again going to be falling. It's the artist jumps to the map and it doesn't matter. Lights Out with the highest score in the lobby, but Naze never gave up the full combo for fatchudlolcow, and they got so much of an advantage off of that triple break early on from Ramsing. So that is going to be another breakpoint here in a row, going the way of fatchudlolcow. Ramsing had the chance to tie things up, but unfortunately just didn't quite go their way. Very, very impressive scores from both Lights Out and Nace. And overall, just a solid team score from fatchudlolcow. All players above 620,000. And pretty good team score from Ramsing, but I think definitely maybe a bit of an underperformance as a team. They looked a lot better on this map in the previous Grand Finals match, so I am a little surprised that it didn't necessarily go better for them, but can't always do the same thing every single time. fatchudlolcow, they've got a few options to go into. If you want to go heavy reading gimmick, you go into that Nomad 5. Nomad 3 wouldn't necessarily be a bad pick for them either. That Nomad 4 band though. Maybe something like the Hard Rock 3? Wait, no, is the Hard Rock 3 the aim map, or is it the Hard Rock 1? I gotta double check on that. No, the Hard Rock 3 is gonna be rhythm. Maybe that Nomad 3, maybe that Nomad 5, maybe that Hard Rock 3. That's exactly where they want to go. We might just see them go back into free mods. I mean, the entire rest of the free mod pool is available. Probably not going to be that free mod 1. It seems much more like a RAMSING pick, so most likely going to be free mod 2 if they do choose to go into free mods. Here we go. Hard Rock 3. As expected. It's the rhythm jank pick in the Hard Rock pool. Only 290 BPM. Don't think there's actual 290 BPM bursts in the map. I'm pretty sure it's like 145 or something. But yeah, lots of finger control required for this pick. fatchudlolcow, they've been given another breakpoint here. It's 4-2. This pick, I mean, Ramsing very solid on the Hard Rocks previously, but again, it's probably going to be very contestable. Might just be seeing another breakpoint answered right back from Ramsing. Yeah, I mean, it's a very close match so far. fatchudlolcow, they've got a little bit of an advantage off of the couple breakpoints that they've gotten now. If they consolidate on this, they'll be 2 points away from winning the tournament entirely. So, Ramsing really need to see them try to get this breakpoint back. Right now, I don't think that giving this point over to fatchudlolcow will make it any easier. In fact, I mean, it won't. It'll make it a lot harder, but trying to rely on getting a breakpoint is never a free thing. So we'll see how they perform on this map. So we got players finally coming into the lobby here. A little lobby switching, get people into the right spots. Carol, Lasse, Funky Kong, and Naze going to be your lineup for fatchudlolcow. Lights Out, Cyberoni, Lexi, and Raphael going to be your roster for Ramsing. Here Here we go. GLHF's coming through. Just need that last player readied up. It happens. Sometimes you just forget to hit the ready up button. Not a big deal. Here we go. Map number 7. This is fatchudlolcow looking to consolidate on another breakpoint. They were able to do so earlier when they were given the breakpoint. First breakpoint of the match. This map is not easy. Lots of finger and aim control required in this one. I want to see people dropping combo just in that very early beginnings of the map to get kind of accustomed to the map, but everybody looking pretty solid so far. So we do finally start to see the first few misses here. Funky Kong and Cyberoni going to be trading out. Raphael to drop combo as well. No trades for that. Just off this very intro of the map, it's 3 FCs to 2. Accuracy-wise, though, a lot of players struggling to hold on to decent accuracy. Nace and Lasse both going to be dropping combos, so make that 1 FC now, just on Alice Carroll versus Lexi and Lights Out. Doing their best to try to bring the score lead over, and it will start to flicker towards their direction, but it's going to be a 3-way miss. Lights Out, Cyberoni, and Lasse all going to be dropping combo, but Lexi's still holding the match, Alice Carroll, but better recoveries on the side of fatchudlolcow for the time being. Kong dropping combo here. About a third of the map remaining. Lasse going to be also falling. These players were on the recoveries now. It's so very close to flipping one direction or the other. Either of these big combos drop, then it will very quickly go towards the other team that holds. Nobody getting soul slidered. Good to see that. Into the swing section, and Alice Carroll finally drops. This is the moment that RAMSING needed to get the breakpoint back. Lexi is still holding. That's one of the hardest patterns of the map, and they aren't able to hit it, unfortunately. Funky Kong actually holds onto the combo, but Cyberoni on the top right of your screen is still holding onto an even higher recovery, and Funky Kong missing. This is going to be RAMSING getting another breakpoint here. It's a lot of breakpoints this match. RAMSING pulling out the scores when they need it the most, off the back of a very, very important combo from Lexi, and Cyberoni able to close it out in the end once Lexi fell. I mean, what more could you ask for here? It's been so many breakpoints this match, I think 4 now. So RAMSING has another shot to try to even things out. Last time they were given this opportunity, they weren't able to get their own pick, but this time there's a possibility that they could be tying things up, and we would be 4-4 if that's the case. So we'll see where they choose to go. DT4 is still available to them. Either of the other Hard Rocks also available. That free mod 1 tends to be favorable towards RAMSING, I think. So they've got options. Are they going to choose to go? My guess would be on that free mod 1. I think any of the things I mentioned earlier would probably suit them well. Whoa, hold on. Free mod 4. This one went under my radar. It's going to be some streams. So actually makes sense for a RAMSING pick here. But they lost the Nomad 2, but that Nomad 2 is not a real, like, low stream map. That's more of a Nomad 5 speedier map than anything. So that's not really indicative of anything necessarily, but it is on free mod and are required to have that one hidden player and then hidden hard rock or a hard rock player, and then a third mod if you just go hard rock. So Easy for this map, gonna be 2x, so again, there's still incentive to do it, but if you can FC on no mod, you might just choose to do that instead. Could be 200 BPM streams, a little over 2.5 minutes long. And CS 3.8, AR 9.7 base stats, so not gonna be too dense if you choose to go hidden. Honestly, not even gonna be that dense if you go easy. Still as dense as easy makes it, but players starting to come back in here. See Funky Kong and Lasse in for fatchudlolcow. Will we see Emerald Ages in? I'm actually not sure. If we do, I mean, there's potential for another easy. Naomi coming in for RAMSING. Lost Carol and Mace gonna be the lineup here for fatchudlolcow. We just need to see that fourth from RAMSING. We've got Cyberoni, Naomi, and Lights Out right now. Who is the fourth player going to be for them? Maybe Lexi, and Lexi it is. Lights Out, most likely going to be on that hard rock. Probably Naomi and Lexi on hiddens. And you put Cyberoni on the no-mod. Try to get the consistency no-mod player the best score that they possibly can. But, I mean, could maybe see him go hard rock. I think more likely it's going to be double hidden and a hard rock on Lights Out, which is what we're seeing. And with no Emerald Ages in the lobby, no easy shenanigans here, gonna opt for the hidden hard rock to count as the two mods for Funky Kong, and just the hidden on Alice Carroll, allowing the other two players, Lasse and Mace, going no mod. Oh, actually, hold on. It's gonna be hidden hard rock on Naomi. I didn't even realize. Not the hiddens, not two hiddens and a hard rock on Lights Out. So actually matching mods here. Getting into the first long streams of the map, we see a couple breaks on Funky Kong and Lasse. Doesn't matter too much so long as they're not big chain misses. No trades on the side of RAMSING as Lasse finds another drop. A little bit of a spacing increase there at the end of that stream pattern. Likely going to be finding the first miss for RAMSING. But there's still already been so many misses on the side of fatchudlolcow, and now Nace dropping the combo. Again, still no trades from RAMSING, so this is just 1 FC to 3 for RAMSIng. Alice Carroll on the hit, and that's a big chain miss from Naomi, though. That was one of those remaining 3 FCs, and that's going to hurt the score a little bit, but with Funky Kong and Nace both dropping combo, is going to equal things out and continue to give score lead towards the way of RAMSIng. Already almost halfway through the map, they are on track to be able to get this breakpoint consolidated. Getting tripped up on the 1/3. Alice Carroll going to be dropping the combo, though. That was the last FC for fatchudlolcow, and now it's looking real scary for them going into the second half of the map. Cyberoni and Lights Out still holding on to the FCs, and Naomi is matching Lasse. So they're going to need both of these big combos to go by the wayside if fatchudlolcow wants to get a break point here on this pick, but I think RAMSIng might have already done too much. 500,000 points is the differential right now, so they are looking to go into the final difficult section of the map with the 2 combos. Are more than likely just going to be getting the score line tied back up now at 4-4. Cyberoni going to be dropping one of those FCs. Lights Out still holding on though. We have no hope for fatchudlolcow unfortunately anymore. You do have good recovery on Mace, but it's just not enough. Too little, too late, even if Lights Out just stops playing the map entirely. It's almost a 1 million point score lead in favor of RAMSIng. Oh my god, and Lights Out hits the slider stream and gonna get the FC here on the free mod 4. What a fantastic score coming in from Lights Out. Cyberoni worth mentioning also on that 740k, but yeah, Lights Out FCing even the slider stream with 11 100s is pretty crazy here in the grand finals. Gonna be 4-4 now. Even once again. Hasn't been this way since the fourth pick of the match where... Actually, wait, no. Third pick? Fourth pick? I think fatchudlolcow was first pick. So yeah, since the fourth pick of the match where fatchudlolcow got the first break point, we've got a match on our hands, folks. It's 4-4. We're gonna go back over towards fatchudlolcow for the next pick. No more hiddens available to them. Fremont 2's still open. That Nomon 5's open. Maybe the Nomon 3. The Hard Rock 3 did not go in their favor. It was kind of close, but I mean, not that close. So I don't know if you want to start picking stuff like the Precision on the Hard Rock 2 or that Hard Rock 1. Yeah, again, a reminder, RAMSING coming in from the loser's bracket. If they win this match, then we will get to see a bracket reset. If they lose this match, fatchudlolcow will be your winners of Division 2 here in America's Draft Showdown. A lot on the line for these two teams. No Mod 5 is going to be the pick here. I'm surprised this wasn't picked earlier. I think this was played against RAMSING in their match versus Waterbenders. Let me double check on that. On microwave. Yes, it was. They actually were able to win that pick when it was played in the previous match for the grand finals here. That lineup was Mommy, Dynamo, Lexi, and Raphael, and I mean the lowest score on their team was 340k, but they had a standout score from Mommy, 540k, 6 miss, highest in the lobby by far. So if they're able to replicate that, I mean, fatchudlolcow, they've got to match some crazy comboing on this pick in order to try to get the point here, especially if we see a repeat performance or even an improvement from RAMSING on this map. Imagine it will just be the same 4 players for RAMSING, Mommy, Dynamo, Lexi, and Raphael. Probably Ethan John, Alice Carroll, maybe Fishy Squidman, and I'm not sure who a fourth would be for fatchudlolcow. Actually, does Fishy Squidman play Liliar stuff? I feel like I remember they do. Yeah, they're back in the lobby. Who would be the fourth for them? Emerald Aegis. Of course, Emerald Aegis. How could I forget? Emerald Aegis is on this team, guys. This dude can read. This dude is pretty good at reading. This is kind of reading flow adjacent. It's AR 7.3, but it's a lot of flow patterns to it, actually. We're seeing GLHFs come out, but we still need that fourth player from RAMSING. Here's that fourth player. It's going to be Naomi in this time, actually. No Lexi. Interesting, because Lexi actually performed pretty well. Got really good accuracy and third highest score in the lobby in their match versus Waterbenders, so I'm a little surprised that Naomi is in over them, but... Oh, timeout being called? Ah, I understand, yeah. So it was supposed to be Lexi, but Lexi's internet dropped. Hopefully they're able to get that fixed before that timeout goes off. Otherwise, I mean, they're just going to have to field a fourth player who might not be the player that they want to have. Yeah, we're just going to have a short pause. I'm going to take this moment to give you all a reminder to drink some water. Stay hydrated. Maybe stand up a bit. Walk around your room, wherever you're watching this from. I think we're in for a long one here. I mean, we've already seen so many close picks here. If we do get to that bracket reset, it's probably going to be a similar story. players coming back in, but there's still probably about a minute left on that timeout. Hopefully Lexi's internet has been resolved. And it has been. We do see Lexi in the lobby, so we'll be getting some players swapped around here. RAMSING, there's going to be that fourth player in Dynamo. Same lineups that I mentioned earlier, but we'll go over them again. Fishy Squidman, Emerald Ages, Alice, and Ethan John, Nushi, and Penguo. Or Penguo and Nushi. Penguo being Alice, Nushi being Ethan John. Mommy, Dynamo, Lexi, and Raphael on the side of RAMSING. I actually am not fully sure how this map will go, because RAMSING has really good scores previously on the map, in the other match that we got to see this played in. So if they're able to replicate those scores, then I mean, fatchudlolcow, they've got to put in some pretty solid scores themselves. But here we go. Map number 9. We are back to an even game here. This is fatchudlolcow's pick. But I feel like if the picks weren't contested already, they definitely are now, as we are running thin on some of the picks left remaining in the pools. It's going to be Mommy first to miss, but not going to be too big of an issue. That's not really the hardest parts of the map just yet. We do see Nushi trade out eventually, so it's going to keep things relatively even into the little double section of the map. No misses just yet, as the score lead is going to flip over to the side of RAMSING for the time being. All players reading pretty well. They have prepared on this map. Let's look at the accuracies here. Just a 94 on Raphael, and lowest is going to be on Nushi for fatchudlolcow, but that's at 96, so actually accuracy advantage in favor of fatchudlolcow. They've got 3 players almost at that 99% threshold, but this is going to be one of the hardest sections of the map here. The final third of the map, Dynamo is going to be dropping one of those FCs. It's traded out with Fishy Squidman, and it's a double miss from both Alice Carroll and Nushi. It's a trade from Raphael and Dynamo, but there goes Emerald Ages. That was the last big combo on the side of fatchudlolcow, and Lexi is still holding. Lexi, actually the key performer here on this No-Mod 5, is a complete improvement on their score. Unfortunately, does end up missing, but I mean, they've already improved upon their previous score by at least 250,000, so this point is going to go the way of RAMSING, and we see a break point towards RAMSING now. They are going to be 5-4. This is absolutely crazy. I believe the 5th breakpoint of the match. And again, Mommy once more dropping the 500k, but it's a full improvement, full team-wide improvement from RAMSING. Just to give you an idea of how their scores looked on their previous match, Mommy went from 540k to 500k. Lexi went from 395k to 700k. Raphael went from 340k to 540k, and Dynamo went from 412k to 470k. So it's just overall all players improving upon their scores and then some here. I don't think fatchudlolcow was prepared for this kind of a performance, and they just all looked very solid themselves. I mean, fatchudlolcow, like, that wasn't necessarily a mispick, but RAMSING find themselves in the advantage for the first time in this match, actually. With that breakpoint, they're going to try to consolidate on it, and Free Mod 1's still available. DT4 is still available. I imagine it's going to be one of those two. Just a question of which one. See that pick soon. Timer's starting to run low, I imagine. I'm thinking that Free Mod 1 or the DT4, but we're gonna see them go a different direction here in the Hard Rock 1. They do like their 1 picks, generally. The only one that they lost was on that hidden one. Actually, did they lose the DT one? I believe they did as well, so... Actually, just in this match alone, haven't won the majority of the one picks, but... I think this pick is probably still going to be favorable towards RAMSING. It's a little bit of a banger here on the map. Did we see this get picked in the previous match? Actually, no, I don't think we did. Welcome to the MP. And yeah, this just wasn't picked. So, this is actually going to be a first-time pick here in the Grand Final stage. We get to see how both teams do on it, actually. Starting to get some players into the lobby now. They're kind of missed it. Haven't seen them since, I believe, the Hard Rock 3 earlier. A couple of player swaps. There we go. A little confusing seeing the GLHS come out, but it's going to be Funky Kong, Alice Carroll, Nushi, and Misted going to be your lineup for fatchudlolcow. Finally, RAMSING find themselves up in this match for the first time with Naomi, Raphael, Lights Out, and Cyberoni looking to consolidate on the breakpoint that has been given to them. There we go, map number 10. Made it so far in the match. Just a quick little reset, try to get the last two players into the lobby here. There we go. Not going to be missing too much. It's a pretty standard Hard Rock 1. Actually, a little bit of some slider aim to it as well. Gonna see a couple trades here. Naomi and Nushi gonna be trading out, so gonna keep things relatively even between these two teams for the time being. VFC's 3 right now. Accuracy-wise, relatively even. Slight advantage towards fatchudlolcow in terms of accuracy, but like that miss from Alice Carroll and no trades to be seen from RAMSING now, it's going to give a little bit of a score lead over the way of RAMSING once more. Here we go, into the PI section. A little bit more of a mech tech focus section here with some of these streams, accelerating streams. It's a lot of misses so far. Actually just missed it in Lights Out. Last two remaining combos in the lobby, and Lights Out going to be the first to fall between the two of them, but missing trade shortly after, so we're going to keep things very, very close here as far as the score lead is going to be going. Better recoveries on the side of RAMSING overall, but Funky Kong with the highest recovery combo in the lobby, so it's still anyone's game at this point. We're only halfway through the map. Going to be tripping up Alice Carroll. Going to be trading on RAMSING, so they are going to continue to push the score lead a little bit further. Naomi finally going to be trading out. There goes Cyberoni as well. It was traded again by Alice Carroll, but that said, it's still going to be 2 combos to 3, with now it's just 1 on Funky Kong still. Nushi and this are both going to be dropping the combo, and Lights Out and Raphael looking to try to contest Funky Kong, and with that miss from Funky Kong, Nushi and, Lights Out and Raphael are trying to get the score even further in their favor, but it's going to be a double miss from both of them. It's basically a full reset across both teams, but it is higher combo on Naomi and Cyber Oni versus just Nushi and Missa, but Cyber Oni drops one of those combos now. It's still within 80,000 points, so this is very easily go back the way fatchudlolcow. This RAMSING team needs to just hold on to the combos as long as they possibly can to try to keep that score from going back the other direction, but there's a quarter of the map remaining. There's plenty of time left in the map. Into the final section. He tripped up on those sliders here. Miss is going to go into it with the first break. No other misses just yet from any player. Oh my gosh, everybody was holding on RAMSING. Just Raphael going to be missing Nushi, Funky Kong, and Miss it all dropping combo. And I think they've already secured the point here for RAMSING. They are going to consolidate on the break point, and they're going to put themselves at the match point first in the match here. 4 breaks from Raphael and Naomi. Is there actually enough time? I don't think so. It's 150,000 points, and with no combo on the side of fatchudlolcow, RAMSING get it done. Match point now. We were down score line-wise 3-1 for a while in the match before they were finally able to tie things up 4-4. And now RAMSING knocking at the door of fatchudlolcow. They're saying, hey guys, we want the bracket reset. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it if we're able to get it done. And fatchudlolcow now is their pick, but they need 2 more points to now take it to tiebreaker to try to stop a bracket reset from happening. And one of those points is going to have to be on RAMSING's final pick if they are able to get their next win on their own pick. Potential picks, I mean, no mod 3, we've got free mod 2 available. I don't know if you want to go Hard Rocks. I mean, maybe something like the Hard Rock 2 could be fine, but RAMSING's won both of the other Hard Rocks so far. I wouldn't trust that pick here for fatchudlolcow. I think it's really just between like free mod 2 and no mod 3. And then final pick for RAMSING, if fatchudlolcow win on their next one, is most likely going to be that free mod 1. Actually, no, I mean, there's still DP4. There is still DP4. Actually, probably more likely would be a DP4 pick from RAMSING, but we'll see if we even get there. Fatchudlolcow, a lot on the line right now to try to stop the bracket reset. Imagine they would probably like to not have to get the bracket reset. Winning here and now would be preferable, but at this point, you're gonna have to take it to tiebreaker. We've got to get their all here on this next map, as well as the next potential map from RAMSING. It's gonna be that no mod 3 here from fatchudlolcow. This is gonna be their final pick of the match. No matter what, their last pick. RAMSING, even if they lose this map, it will be RAMSING's pick for the final pick of the match before a potential tiebreaker. We've got some ult here on the no mod 3. This pretty heavy snap ult, if I remember correctly. Here we go. Starting to get some players into the lobby. Looks like all the players are in the lobby now, actually. Funky Kong, Misted, Alex Carroll, and Emerald Age is going to be your lineup for fatchudlolcow. Lights Out, Lexi, Raphael, and Pra going to be your roster for RAMSING. Haven't seen Pra in a while. Just a quick little panic. There we go. Get Pra into the lobby. It's fatchudlolcow's final pick here. God, every single time I say that name, just makes me like cringe just a little bit, but here we go, into the Nomad 3. Scoreline 4-6. This is do or die right now for fatchudlolcow. I mean, they still do have bracket reset available if RAMSING does win here and now, but already multiple misses happening on the screen. It's 3 misses on the side of RAMSING and 1 on the side of fatchudlolcow. Now we've got 2 with Mystic going to be dropping their combo. Still 2 players to 2 for the time being. Basically 2 FCs on RAMSING. Lights Out close to that FC, but really just the 1 on Raphael, so it's going to give slight score advantage over towards the side of fatchudlolcow. See just how this first KI section is going to go down. This is going to be dropping the combo. That was one of the players who'd already found a few misses earlier into the map, so not too big of a deal. Looking with about 60,000 points in favor of fatchudlolcow just off of this first KI section, but all 4 players hold on to the combo coming out of the section from RAMSING. This is one of the harder parts of the map. It's going to be Lights Out first to drop on RAMSING. Trades with Funky Kong Misted though. Still 2 FCs to 1, but way better recoveries on the side of RAMSING right now. If they're able to hold on to these combos, they can easily get the score lead back over. Within 100,000 points right now, but they just need a little bit more given to them for the time being. Also worth mentioning the accuracy difference across these 2 teams right now. I mean, fatchudlolcow, their lowest act is 98%. You see a couple players dropping below 95% for a bit there. Lexi's going to be dropping one of those recoveries, not going to be helping out RAMSING here. I do think fatchudlolcow is starting to get time to take the point, but here goes the first big miss on one of those 2 remaining FCs. Emerald Age is finding a couple more now. It's only traded out with Lights Out, and this is the opening that RAMSING needed, but Raphael dropping the combo. No, there goes Pra as well, and any hope that they had to try to bring the score over just now off of the little bit of advantage they had in the combo is completely shut out. It's going to be finally Alex Carroll, the last FC in the lobby, gone now, but it doesn't matter. This is on the recovery. Nobody is matching that score, and it's 200,000 points in favor of fatchudlolcow. 200,000 points, though, could be enough to bring it back up towards RAMSING if it's a complete disaster, but I think we are just going to be seeing a 5th point on the board for fatchudlolcow. Breaks do come through from Misted and a few other teammates, but not going to matter. Map is coming to a close, and this is going to be fatchudlolcow winning on their own pick, but they still have to answer with a breakpoint here to get this match to tiebreaker. RAMSING's pick is up next, and they've got some good options. They've definitely got a few good options to choose from here. Something like that DT 4 or the free mod 1. Most likely picks. About a 0% chance we'll see them go into free mod 2. And I'm not really sure. Maybe that Hard Rock 2 seems good to them, considering they have won all of the Hard Rocks so far. It's really just kind of a question for where they want to go. They want to go into speed? Do they want to go into flow? Do they want to go into precision? Kind of their options right now. It's going to be Hard Rock 2. Final pick of the match here from RAMSING. If they win this pick, they will be going into a bracket reset. Again, I'm like 90% sure the bracket reset happens immediately after the match. Fatchudlolcow, they've been on the advantage in terms of point differential for the majority of the match. RAMSING only just getting that score in their favor for the first time just a few maps ago, so it's all on the line for fatchudlolcow. RAMSING, I would imagine they would like to not take this to tiebreaker, and it is their own pick for the final pick of the match, but deeps are running thin, and I think fatchudlolcow actually would put up some decent scores here on this Hard Rock 2 Precision map. Here we go. We got everybody in the lobby. Emerald Ages, Nushi, Lasse, and Misfit for the side of fatchudlolcow. Lights Out, Naomi, Cyberoni, and Raphael going to be your lineup for RAMSING here. It's match point in favor of RAMSING on their own pick. Will we see them close it out here and now to get the bracket reset? Or are we going to see a break point from fatchudlolcow to take us to tiebreaker here? That is the question. GLHF's coming through from all the players. Here we go. Hard Rock 2, final pick of the match. It's going to be your precision pick here. A bit of flow to it as well. Still some decent aim required. It's going to be missing in Cyberoni early breaks, but Lights Out will find another miss on the side of RAMSING, so it's going to give just a slight advantage towards the side of fatchudlolcow for the time being. Not too much. Actually, I didn't even realize Raphael missed at the very beginning of the map. That one escaped my vision, but yeah, it's so early on into the map. There's plenty of time for recoveries to be made. It's a 3-minute, 10-second map. So lots of time for the recoveries. Naomi now going to be dropping one of those FCs for RAMSING. Actually, I believe the last remaining FC on RAMSING. Oh my god, it's a full reset in the entire lobby. No player making it through that section with the combo. It's a clean slate when it comes to the combo here, but still just very slight advantage towards the side of fatchudlolcow. Just about 20,000 points in their favor off of the early combo lead that they were able to build up. More misses on the side of RAMSING than on fatchudlolcow. It's going to be traded out by both Nushi and Alice, but Lasse dropping that combo now is going to send that score over towards the way of RAMSING for the time being, but just barely so. It's anyone's game and a complete nail-biter of a final pick. Oh no. A little bit of nerves, I think, coming into play here for a few of the plays. I see some of them shaking. It's important to take control of your breathing here, especially when it's match point on the line. It's going to be a few more misses on the side of fatchudlolcow, Lasse, and Nushi. It's a 4-way miss, actually, on both sides. Raphael, the only player to hit the pattern, but they missed right before it. Now, they've built up a score lead of about 130,000 points in their favor. We're coming into the final third of the map. And we'll see if they're able to keep the score lead, or if they start to crumble here. fatchudlolcow, they've got a lot to do in order to get this score lead back. They have to hold on to the combos basically from now until the end of the map and hope for more misses from RAMSING into the slider aim section of the map. I don't really see too many breaks, but more misses coming in from Lasse. Nobody is trading on RAMSING, but that score is actually moving back the way of fatchudlolcow. They have the better recoveries, but not anymore with Nushi dropping the combo going into the final PI of the map. Nobody has traded yet on RAMSING. There goes two players, Naomi and Cyberoni. So still time left for the score to go over. Hold on, that's Lights Out to drop the combo, and now Raphael also missing. Alex Carroll, it's got to be on their own now as Lasse drops the recovery, and Alex Carroll can't hold the combo. They can't hit it, and it is going to be a full reset on the side of fatchudlolcow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a bracket reset here without going to tiebreaker. Bracket reset, and I'm gonna get a double check to see if we are going right into that, or if we are gonna get a small break. Maybe help players get rid of some of the nerves. I believe it was agreed upon that the bracket reset would happen immediately after. Just double checking to see what the plan is to do so. Looks like players are agreeing to just go right into it. So yeah, not gonna be a pause. They just want to keep going. We can come to a conclusion here in the Division 2 side of this tournament. This is a moment if you need to. Get up, walk around, get some water, stay hydrated. Go use the restroom if you need to. Maybe get yourself a little snack. Get a little cozy, put a blanket over yourself. It's gonna be fun here. RAMSING, coming all the way from the losers bracket out of the group stage. Defying all odds here. They are a definite skill cap team. They do tend to have players that enjoy playing on the higher star rating maps, so I wonder if that skill cap comfortability is coming into play for them. Yeah, we got a bracket reset on our hands, folks. This will be very exciting here for Division 2 America's Draft Showdown. See about getting that new MP link. I believe the lobby has just been made. Copy that. Put that in the chat. I can't update the MP command, but that is going to be your new link here. Take a short pause here. We'll get into picks and bans. One of the teams that has Americans on them will be winning the American Draft Showdown here. Actually, I believe every team has Americans on them. RAMSING, of course, is headed by Pra. Pra is Peruvian, so we do have a Peruvian captain, but otherwise, you've got Penguo from Argentina, and Rafael from Brazil, and Lasse from Chile, I believe. Alrighty, here we go. with the bracket reset means the losers bracket team will move into the winners bracket, and the winners bracket team goes down to the losers bracket. So we do see side switch here. Now RAMSING going to be on red team, and fatchudlolcow find themselves as blue team. It's like fatchudlolcow's team winning out on the roll. They are going to opt for the first pick. Second ban being chosen from RAMSING here, so we're going to get into the bans now. I imagine it's just going to be the exact same bans that we saw previously on the No Mod 4, the Hidden 2 from RAMSING, and then the DT2, DT3 from fatchudlolcow. Already into the bans. Yeah, kind of expected here. DT2 ban from fatchudlolcow. Most likely going to be the DT3 ban as well from them. We see the Hidden 2 ban again from RAMSING. I think it's just going to be No Mod 4 and DT3 once more. Just not allowing some of the heck, some of the low AR reading on the Hidden. Not allowing mechanics. Yeah. They are taking time with the second bans though, so just really trying to make sure that their bans are reasonable from the previous match. Maybe there's something that they're more afraid of. It's just going to be that DT3. As we wait the final ban from RAMSING, probably that No Mod 4, but no. Won't probably be seeing that No Mod 5 ban, especially considering that he won on the No Mod 5 in the previous match that we just saw. Yeah, there's going to be No Mod 4. Same bans, exact same bans from both teams. We expected this. fatchudlolcow with the first pick once more. We weren't able to go up 3-1 very early on in the previous match, but of course RAMSING was able to bring it all the way back. Down 3-1 to 7-5, I believe was the final score. If anything, this is the opening for RAMSING, but Cyber Oni has to FC the rest of the map. Pra has to get the backing score there. We get into one of the final PIs of the map. Accuracy is starting to drop on some of the players. I think nerves are setting in here. It's still within reach, 120,000 points, but Cyber Oni missing the combo is not going to do good for RAMSING now. It's multiple misses across the board. Pra going to be dropping their combo, and this is just going to be the point to catch up Locale on their first pick. Overall, again, just a solid pick for this team. Was their first pick last match. Pretty similar scores. We see an improvement on Funky Kong. They went from 380k to 520k. And improvements on Fishy Squidman and Emerald Aegis as well, although a little bit more minor improvements, but still improvements all the same. I believe improvements on RAMSING. Actually, I didn't even realize no lights out this time. It was Pra to replace it, so Pra did a little bit better than what Lights Out was able to do in the previous match. I'm gonna go right into that Nomad 1. We are following the exact same pick order here so far as we saw in the previous match. Everybody out of the lobby practicing. We're clear in the lobby right now. It's going to be Lights Out. Probably just lobby sitting. I wouldn't be surprised if Lights Out plays this. Let's look at what the rosters were on this map previously. I mean, Lights Out did play it. Rosters were Raphael, Cyber Oni, Lights Out, and Pra for RAMSING. And then on the other side, it was Misted, Funky Kong, Alice Carroll, and Maze. It will be similar lineups. There we go. Starting to see some players come back in. Starting to see Naomi in the lobby this time. No Lights Out again. Wait, hold on. Maybe some swaps. Oh no, Lights Out's still in the lobby. What am I saying? Just need to swap them over the slot. There we go. And there's your fourth player for fatchudlolcow. It's the same lineups across the board. No changes in rosters. We're about to get into map number 2. Following a similar story to what we saw in the previous match before the bracket reset happened. And here we go. I mean, this is RAMSING's first pick. They looked solid on it last time, but I mean, so did fatchudlolcow. There's potential for improvements on both sides. They're going to be finding the first drop. Nobody on the side of RAMSING to trade just yet. Although, as I say that, it's going to be Pra to drop, so it's going to give a little bit of help towards fatchudlolcow, but Maze also dropping their combo is going to hurt them even more. So flickering back and forth just off of a little bit of accuracy difference here from RAMSING. Raphael now going to be falling on their combo, so actually going to be even more in favor of fatchudlolcow for the time being, especially now with Cyber Oni missing. It just leaves Lights Out with the last remaining FC, and we'll see for how long they can hold it, but is 2 FCs to 1 in favor of fatchudlolcow. Here we go. First PI section. Funky Kong's going to be dropping one of those FCs. It's Raphael also dropping on the FC. So now it's going to be just recoveries on Cyber Oni and Pra. back and forth jumps, taking many victims so far. It's 3 misses from through the plays on fatchudlolcow. Todd, though, going to be dropping on that recovery. And now down goes Cyberoni as well. Hold on. It's still going to be close, though, with Alex Carroll missing. That was the last big combo on fatchudlolcow. It's better recoveries on the side of RAMSING, but I mean, they still got work to do here. All players, not all players, many players finding a couple of misses right here. As we get into this next slowdown section, Nate's going to be missing on that lone cross-screen jump, but yeah, it's not going to matter too much. They weren't having the biggest recovery combo themselves, but definitely hurts a little bit. It's within reach for RAMSING, 50,000 points away. We have the better combos for the time being. Just slightly better. Not anymore. Lights Out going to be trading with Alex Carroll. Hold on. I think the score is still going to move towards the way of RAMSING, especially now with Funky Kong missing for this break, and down goes Alex Carroll again. Just missing the Mace on the recoveries versus Cyberoni and Raphael. Into the final quarter of the map, that score lead has dwindled. Cyberoni is going to find a miss. Doesn't make too big of a difference, but it is going to slow down that score from switching over anytime soon. But it does switch finally. Miss from Nace, though, is down to Misted versus Pra and Raphael on the big recoveries, and there's going to be more misses on the side of fatchudlolcow. We're seeing the score shift into RAMSING's favor finally. Pra going to be dropping the combo, though, but you still have Raphael on the back foot. Is going to drop, though. No trades just yet from any of the other big combos. Now Misted has a chance to bring that score back over the way, but they do find the miss as we get into the biggest jumps of the map. And it's a full reset in the lobby. 100 combo on Funky Kong. Hold on. The misses are coming through from RAMSING, but it's a miss on Funky Kong, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to be a nail biter as we get into the final bit of the map. It's within reach. 10,000 points still in favor of RAMSING. Lots of misses, but they are able to get a ton of and a nail biter. 6,000 points to get the point on this pick. What an absolute scary performance here from both teams. Very similar scores. Actually, about 300,000 points less on the side of RAMSING. A little bit less score from what we saw from fatchudlolcow on the previous map, but still, like, that could have easily gone the way of fatchudlolcow. Just didn't quite get there, and all is said and done. And RAMSING, I mean, hey, despite how close it was, they still get the point. We are going to tie things up 1-1. And we'll see if we continue the same pick strategy for both teams. fatchudlolcow probably just going to go right back into the hidden pool again, with the hidden 3 as their next pick, but we'll see if that is going to be the case. I imagine players are just practicing the maps. Probably that hidden 3. If not the hidden 3, maybe is it? Scar Unknown? What map is that? Am I crazy? Oh, Fremont 3. Either that Fremont 3 or the Hidden 3. That one felt a little silly, but I couldn't find that map. I believe they lost on the Fremont 3 in the last match. So yeah, we are just gonna see a repeat of the pick order here. Hidden 3. Just, and I do mean barely, in fatchudlolcow's favor last time we saw this map play between these two teams. It was 1,552 points that separated them. So if this last map was a nail biter this time around, I mean, we'll see if this one's going to be as well. We might be seeing a breakpoint here on this pick, but Lolcow. I think they are looking to improve upon their scores that they got previously. Try to stop a potential breakpoint from
Nothing else
happening.
people have ever known. Digital communication system. Higher performance and faster and more reliable communication
Out of the lobby to practice the map. Again, I imagine timers are just going to be ran for the rest of the match, just for the sake of getting as much practice in as you possibly can for each one. Finally getting some players into the lobby. 3 players on the side of RAMSING. 2 so far for fatchudlolcow, and I just got confirmation to clear things up because I was a little confused based off the forum post, but Division 2 is also badged. So I think a lot of these players really do want this win that much more just with it being badged. These players would be getting their first badge. I think for either side, I don't think, both teams have at least one player that doesn't have a badge yet, so. Here we go, into map number 3, the final hidden pick left available. fatchudlolcow's pick. We're gonna see Mommy, Naomi, Tynamo, and Lexi in for RAMSING. Misted, Nushi, Alice, Carol, and Emerald Ages on the side of fatchudlolcow. The beginning section of the map is pretty rough. You see a 4-way miss here now. We've got a couple more misses from some of the other players. It's already down to 2 FCs remaining, and it's just Misted now off the intro. This is exactly what we saw in the previous match, but Misted unfortunately falls as well. It's just misses across the board. Really gonna come down to later sections of the map where you can start to keep combo a little bit easier. Versus Emerald Ages, I believe, on the 2 ice recoveries in the lobby, but can swing one direction or the other. For the time being, though, it is in favor of fatchudlolcow, but just barely. So, into the next section of the map, about a third of the way through. Finding a break. Down goes Naomi as well. There's no trades yet from fatchudlolcow. This can give them even more of a score lead. They've worked up about 150,000 points already just off of these couple misses. Tynamo now going to be falling. Alice Carroll will eventually trade it out, but it's 3 combos on the recoveries. Make that 1 combo on the recovery to a little bit of a lagging behind recovery from Lexi, but that's going to drop as well. It's a full reset on the side of RAMSING, and Emerald Ages is just completely uncontested right now. Comboing through one of the hardest sections of the map. Doing some absolutely crazy things once again. I believe they were the reason that they weren't able to get the point when all was said and done last time, but now finally ends up breaking, but not before enough damage has been done. I believe 300,000 points is too far gone for RAMSING to be able to bring back. With this map, the way the ending is, how difficult it is, the combos just aren't quite there. It's not going to be as close of a pick this time around, but still going to go the way of fatchudlolcow once more. The combo into the ending. I mean, a lot of improvements on the scores here in this match. Doesn't hold on to it when all is said and done. That's alright. Still some good scores across the board here. I think just overall, more comfortable this time around was fatchudlolcow. And they are going to find themselves up on their second pick. Finding themselves 2-1. RAMSING now. This was where things got interesting last time. RAMSING on their pick lost this next map, and it was on the Nomad 2. We'll see if they choose to do that again. I mean, it was very close. It was within 100,000 points, but lots of drum and bass patterns, lots of triples, quite a bit of aim. Here we go. RAMSING's pick, they did have a little bit of an underperformance on the last match. We'll see if they're able to do better. So far, though, we've seen 2 players drop the combos already on Naomi and Mami. Down goes Cyberoni. Very, very early on. This is not like Cyberoni. I feel like maybe nerves are starting to kick in here, especially with it being the bracket reset and with the badge on the line. A lot of riding on these players. Nushi will trade out on one of the misses, but there's been multiple misses so far from RAMSING. Already 150,000 point score lead in favor of fatchudlolcow. Let's careful drop as we get into this first pause. Not the place you want to be missing at. It's essentially halfway through the map, so that will cap out the score pretty heavily. Mami does trade it, but that was one of the players who missed earlier, and now down goes Lights Out. Hold on, this pick is starting to go from bad to worse for RAMSING as their last remaining FC is gone now. They do need these FCs to drop on the side of fatchudlolcow, or else this is just going to be another breakpoint. 300,000 points already in their favor. We're only a third of the map remaining, and I don't know if there's going to be enough time left if all of the combos don't die on fatchudlolcow. There's Funky Kong. That is one part of the whole, but Maze holds on to the combo going into the end of the map. There's only a quarter of the map remaining. 400,000 points separate these two teams right now, and we're going to be seeing another breakpoint here from RAMSING on their second pick. tried something different this time, but again, just isn't going in their favor. Carol dropping the combo going into this final PI, but damage has been done. 400,000 points, way too much to get back here. And Maze looking to close out the full combo once more. And they do get the FC, the only FC in the lobby. Cyber Oni on that good recovery, basically a reverse choke, but no FCs from RAMSING this time around. It's the first time we've seen this across the 3 times that they played the map, and yeah, they find themselves down another break point here on their second pick. This is looking to be very similar start of the match as we saw last match. So fatchudlolcow gonna have a chance to try to consolidate on the break point. Last time they were given the break point, they tried to consolidate on it with that free mod 3, and they ended up losing that pick by a very decent margin. So I wonder if we'll see them go somewhere else, actually, for their next pick. Maybe we'll see them go into that no mod 3. They did look quite good on that. We could see that pick pretty soon, though. I think it's between that no mod 3 and that 3 mod 3. We see players continuing down similar pick strategies. We've seen a little bit of deviation from RAMSING, but no deviation so far from fatchudlolcow. It's going to be 3 mod 3. Sticking to their guns. We keep the same pick order for them. Last time they did this, though, RAMSING had quite the better team score. Maybe a bit of an underperformance from fatchudlolcow, but I think room for improvement is definitely there. You can't expect RAMSING to pull out the exact same scores again, but they looked really solid on it. The last time we got to see Emerald Ages on the easy. I wonder if they're going to run that back again. I mean, he looked really good on it despite not being able to pull out the full combo. Yeah, players out of the lobby, all practicing. There she is, the lobby sitting for their team. Starting to see some players come into the lobby. Previously it was Alex Carroll on the hidden, Last Day on the Hard Rock, and Emerald Ages on the easy. And it was a double hidden from Lexi and Dynamo and Lights Out on the Hard Rock. Imagine we're going to see the same mod combination for RAMSING, but it's just kind of a question of if fatchudlolcow want to run the easy again, or if they want to maybe swap that for a hidden or another hard rock, potentially. Don't see Emerald Ages in the lobby. Oh, there he is. Emerald Ages spotted. Just gotta get a little bit of player swaps around here. Are we gonna see another easy? This time missed it in the lobby over Lasse. I think that would have to be on the hard rock then. Oh, and no Nushi this time. It's going to be Funky Kong. So actually Funky Kong might go hard rock and Misted might be on the no mod. Exact same lineup as what we saw previously for RAMSING. Here we go. Map number 5. fatchudlolcow, they are up the breakpoint for the time being. So now they're going to try to consolidate on it. It's a hard rock on Lights Out, double hidden from Dynamo and Lexi, and again the easy from Emerald Ages. see if it works out for them this time around. Alex Carroll on the hidden, gonna be finding the first break for their team. Missed it on that hard rock and letting Funky Kong and Cyber Oni go no fail. Just no mod, excuse me. Everybody has no fail nowadays. When that would actually hurt your score if you took no fail in tournament lobbies. Dynamo gonna be the next to fall. No trades to be seen on the other side. Nobody getting Soul Slider, but Lights Out is gonna be dropping combo on that hard rock. That's fair. Hard rock is a little bit difficult on this map, I feel like, to hold on to the combo, but it's 2 combos down versus just the very early miss from Alice Carroll for fatchudlolcow, and they are working with a little bit of a score lead now, almost 100,000 points, about 80,000 or so in their favor, but that's within reach for RAMSING. April Age is going to be finding a chain miss though. Cyber Oni will trade, that was one of the remaining FCs for RAMSING down on. Now it is on the back of Lexi versus basically a 3-way FC from fatchudlolcow. And the further this goes on, the harder it is going to be for RAMSING to get the score back. We have good recoveries on both Lights Out and Dynamo, but Lights Out drops the combo. Nobody is trading on fatchudlolcow. Finally, there goes Emerald Aegis, but he's on the easy. It's not the player you want to be dropping if you are RAMSING here. Again falling. Down goes Misted. Finally on that hard rock. Dynamo dropping again, and it's just Lexi. They can't do it on their own. They need both these combos to go away from Alice Carroll and Funky Kong, and it's 200,000 points, 300,000 now in fatchudlolcow's favor, and with Lexi dropping the combo, I fear it's too far gone for RAMSING here. We won't be seeing them get the breakpoint back. fatchudlolcow this time consolidating on their breakpoint that they were able to get on the previous map. Even with those misses from Alice Carroll and Funky Kong, does give slight combo advantage towards RAMSING, but I don't know if there's enough time left in the map. They're down 330,000 points, and that is quite a bit of score to be able to bring back with as low of combos as these players have. He will fall once more. He is being calculated into the overall scoring again. Dynamo now dropping on the combo, and I fear that is the nail in the coffin for RAMSING here. Not going to see the breakpoint. fatchudlolcow will consolidate on their own breakpoint now. A decent margin this time around. 250,000 points when all is said and done. Yeah, now fatchudlolcow. Last time they were in this spot, they had given the point over towards RAMSING. And then they were able to get another break point back off of RAMSING's next pick. So RAMSING on the back foot once more, except a little bit more so this time around. fatchudlolcow find themselves one more point further towards that victory. Might have given up the chance to win before bracket reset, but it's not over yet for RAMSING. We're going to see them go into pre-mod 4. Completely dodging out on that free mod 1 again. Not going to be picking into the no mod 2 either. I mean, they did put up a very big score gap on this free mod 4 in the previous match. It was I believe, an FC from Lights Out. This was just overall kind of crazy scores as a whole from the team, but let's see how it goes down this time around. The last time we saw one hidden per team and one hidden hard rock, 2 no mods. We'll be seeing a similar story this time. Everybody out of the combo out of the lobby practicing. Excuse me. Finally starting to see a couple players come in here for RAMSING. Here we go. Finally got everybody in the lobby. GLHF's coming out. Got Cyber Oni, Naomi, Lights Out, and Lexi in for the side of RAMSING. On fatchudlolcow, we've got Funky Kong, Naze, Lasse, and Alice Carroll. I believe this is similar lineups to what we saw previously. It's going to be Naomi on that hidden hard rock. Again, Lexi on the hidden, but this time around, not going to be a hidden hard rock for fatchudlolcow. They're going to opt for 2 hiddens on Funky Kong and Alice Carroll, and Lasse's just going to be on that hard rock, leaving just Naze on the Nomad. So a little bit more potential for overall score improvements from the players that swapped mods, but still gonna be a little bit tough, especially being on that hard rock in a streamy map like this. We'll see how it goes though. Lasse gonna be first to fall before we even get into any of the big streams, and yeah, gonna find another miss, but it's so early on into the map, it won't make too big of a difference, especially with that miss from Naomi. Cyber Oni as well, gonna be dropping the combo. Huge chain miss from Cyber Oni, hold on. That's gonna send that score swinging very quickly over towards fatchudlolcow. Lasse again gonna be finding another break, but I mean, it's not going to matter too much as now it's a full team reset on RAMSING, and they are off to a very, very rough start to this match already here. Naze now going to be dropping the combo, but Lasse as well goes down, but you still have these 2 players on the FCs, Alice Carroll and Funky Kong, still holding through the beginning of the map, and there's nobody matching either of them. Down goes Funky Kong, Naze, and Lasse. Only Naomi to trade, so we are going to keep things interesting here as Lexi drops combo once more. It's Cyber Oni and Lights Out on the recoveries, and down goes Alice. That was the last FC in the lobby. So now combo advantage on the side of RAMSING. They are going to be trying to bring that score lead over. They have to hold on to these 2 big combos, and the recoveries are starting to build up for their teammates. We get into a big space stream. Nobody on the side of RAMSING missing. Only Lasse to drop on that hard rock for fatchudlolcow, and now this score lead was very far apart, but now it's brought down to about 20,000 points, and this is going to continue to go the way of RAMSING the longer that these combos hold. Get back into some more streams of the map. Beginning Blood Slider, not too hard to hold on to the combo there, but here we go. Next difficult part of the map starting up now. We see Lexi drop the combo. Funky Kong will trade. As one of the players holding on to a big combo. Down goes Alice Carroll again on the recovery. Oh no, this is starting to look bad for fatchudlolcow. Naomi will trade out on it, but it is still going to be in favor of RAMSING. Cyber Oni big chain miss again. It's down to Lights Out versus Naze, and Lights Out has about 200 combo over Naze, so it is going to continue to keep in favor of RAMSING if these combos don't go away for either of the players, but it's still within 200,000 points. I think it's already too little too late though. RAMSING looking to get another point on the board here, 2-4 now. Lights Out not going to be able to FC through the ending. No FCs in the map this time around, but you can't expect lightning to strike the same spot twice. Score is still going to be more than enough to get RAMSING this point now, but the fact still stands. They are down that break point, and they do need to get that back eventually. fatchudlolcow, they have done the exact same 3 picks in a row for as what we saw from them in the previous match before the bracket reset. From that hidden 1 to the hidden 3 to the free mod 3. They picked Hard Rock 3 next last time. I imagine they will probably just pick Hard Rock 3 again. We'll see where they choose to go. They do also have that Nomad 2, but I feel like they're saving that for maybe a potential pick from RAMSING, since RAMSING did kind of underperform on that. Yeah, I mean, they've got options. A lot of the pools still left available to them. Probably going to be Hard Rock 3 or Nomad 2, potentially. Actually going to be that Nomad 3. I did forget about that one. They did win that pick in the previous match towards the very end of the match, so not a bad pick by any means. They won that one by just about 200,000. It was a 2.2 million team score versus just barely 2 million from RAMSING, so if you see similar performances, then they most likely will be finding themselves a 5th point, but anything can happen here. RAMSING, they're down the break point. They do need to get that back eventually if they want a chance at winning the match, at winning the tournament. Again, this is bracket reset, folks. This is the final match here for Division 2 in America's Draft Showdown. Players come back into the lobby here for fatchudlolcow. Lights out and for the side of RAMSING. See some players come back into the lobby very soon. And that timer is running thin here. I know he's starting to see the players line themselves back into the lobby. Got Lexi, Lights Out, Pra, and Raphael for RAMSING. fatchudlolcow, you've got Funky Kong, Misted, Emerald Aegis, and Alice Carroll. And I believe that is the exact same lineups as we saw for both teams. Yes, it is. So decent team scores all around last time we saw this one picked, but we'll see if anything changes this time around. GLHF's coming out. Map number 7 now for fatchudlolcow. They are up the breakpoint, looking to go a little bit further, get their 5th point. We just need a short little panic. There we go. Thank you. Get everybody into the lobby. Map number 7. It's the No Mod 3. You've got alt here. That intro pattern, particularly brutal. It's going to be taking out 4 players in the lobby already. Just that wiggle quite a bit for the very beginning of the map. Alice Carroll, Misted. Now every player on the side of RAMSING has found a miss one way or the other. Lexi going to be dropping the combo after just a little bit out of the intro, unfortunately, and it's going to be more misses from Misted and Alice Carroll, but again, Lexi's trade out on one of those. Still though, 2 FCs to 0, but good recovery starting to build up on the side of RAMSING. It's going to keep things very close. So then reach right now 50,000 points. The map is over 3 minutes and 10 seconds long, 3:15 in map drain time, so it could be plenty of time for these recoveries to really start to put in some work here as we get into our first PI section. Nobody dropping combo just yet, but down goes Funky Kong. That was one of those remaining 2 FCs from fatchudlolcow. It's going to be still every player holding onto the combo on the side of RAMSING. No other misses from any player in the lobby, just that one miss from Funky Kong. So that is going to start to give that score lead back over towards the way of RAMSING here. As we get into the solo section, this is one of the hardest parts of the entire map. The aim control required here is so difficult. It's going to be Lights Out to drop. No trade seen on the side of fatchudlolcow. Actually insane. 7 players in the lobby holding on to the combos here, and now the combo advantage is actually on the side of fatchudlolcow. Into the next PI section here soon. Will we be seeing any more of these combos drop? Combo in the lobby is on the side of fatchudlolcow. Big circle pattern there. Lexi going to be dropping one of those big recoveries, but it's a double miss from Funky Kong and Alice Carroll now. It's going to give a little bit of leeway towards RAMSING, but they're still down almost 100,000 points in favor of fatchudlolcow. Misses again coming through from Lexi. Funky Kong and Emerald Age is now going to be dropping the combos, and it's just missed the last remaining big recovery on the side of fatchudlolcow. The score is going to start going very quickly as we get into the final bit of the map. And everybody is holding onto the combos around on the side of RAMSING. Lexi being the only one to drop a little bit here or there, but it's not going to make too big of a difference. They do get the score over on their side. Pra now going to be dropping the combo. That was one of the big recoveries, but it's still Raphael and Lights Out to make that just Raphael, and it is going to be matched by Misted. Miss from Alice Carroll, though. Raphael continuing to hold. Misted going to be dropping. Hold on. It's going to come down to the very end of the map here. Less than 30,000 points separate these two teams, but Raphael is holding onto the combo into the very end of the map. Funky Kong going to be dropping their combo, and now it's down to Emerald Ages. We would need to see a miss on Raphael like about 100 combo ago, and I'm not seeing it. So this is going to be the point for RAMSING on a break point here, trying to find their way back into the match. They have indeed started that search here. RAMSING now 3-4. They have a chance to consolidate on the break point, and we've got another close match on our hands. Mod 2 still available. They didn't quite win it last time around, but it's clear that they can't get away with taking it again. We've got the Nomad 2. You did win on the Nomad 5 as well. By a decent amount, almost 300,000 there. That was off of couple of hero scores on RAMSING's side, so not sure if they're going to be able to replicate that, but I wouldn't put it past them. Of course, that DT4 is available as well. The Hard Rock 2 as well, but that one was very close. I think that one will probably be saved towards the end of the match. Like the Nomad 2. I mean, I still think Free Mod 1 favors RAMSING. I really do. They just looked very, very comfortable on that map previously, but here we go. Hard Rock 1. I believe this one worked out for them last time. That it did. By not that big of a margin, almost 140,000 points last time they played this in the previous match. Overall team scores look very similar across the two teams, so room for improvement is there for both sides. Again, going to be seeing all the players step out of the lobby to go practice the map. Getting down to the second half of the match, if all things go as the plan for the rest of the match. If it's just back and forth points from here on out, then we will be getting to that tiebreaker. RAMSING, I mean, they're still down a point. This is their pick, and they just got the breakpoint back, so they need to win this pick. They cannot afford to lose this. Getting a breakpoint over to fatchudlolcow will give them an opportunity to consolidate on that, and then they would be going to match point. From there, RAMSING would have to win every single map until tiebreaker, and that would be kind of cinema, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that almost wants that to happen, but tiebreaker after a bracket reset with a little bit of a comeback would be very, very cinema. Pretty enjoyable to watch, I feel like. We got players finally in the lobby for both teams. RAMSING, you've got Naomi, Lights Out, Cyberney, and Raphael. On the side of fatchudlolcow, you've got Funky Kong, Maze, Misted, and Alice Carroll. Emerald Ages was just lobby sitting. That's fair. Understandable. Don't really think of Emerald Ages as a Hard Rock player. But all is well. Just keeping the slot warm for Alice Carroll. Making sure that's nice and toasty when they do end up leaving the lobby. Here we go, map number 8. This is going to be RAMSING looking to consolidate on the breakpoint that they've been given. Off of that No Mod 3. Funky Kong going to be dropping first in the lobby. No other misses. Bit of aim in this Hard Rock one. You've got slider aim, you've got normal jump aim. Maybe another miss on the side of fatchudlolcow. Nate's going to be dropping combo. Naomi will trade it shortly after, but 2 more misses on the side of fatchudlolcow. Actually 3. Nace, Funky Kong, and Alice Carroll all going to be dropping their combos again. Leaving just Misted coming out of the very intro of the map, and 3 players still holding onto the combos for RAMSING. Still more misses on the side of fatchudlolcow, and RAMSING's already got about 70,000 points now. Down goes Lights Out before we get into this first PI section, so that is going to help out fatchudlolcow just a little bit, but we need to see some more breaks here from RAMSING if fatchudlolcow want to get this break point as well. Misted, though, going to be finding a massive chain miss. Holy! That's going to drop the score by a huge amount here. Naomi will trade out on it, but Misted was the player that needed to hold, and Misted continuing to find more misses. Raphael will drop, but Cyberoni's still holding on to the full combo. We do have good recoveries on all 3 of the other players from fatchudlolcow now. Raphael going to trade with Alice Carroll. One of those recoveries is being matched by Lights Out. Nace and Lights Out, essentially similar combos here, but Funky Kong has an opportunity if Cyberoni does miss, but Cyberoni's still holding on to the combo. We're halfway through the map, and there goes Funky Kong. Oni just locking in here on the Hard Rock 1. Needs to hold for just a little bit longer before the map is secured for them, though. And they're still holding through these streamy sections. Despite the odds here, they are up about 200,000 points. Alice Carroll going to be dropping combo, miss it as well. There goes Lights Out. Just Naze, and Naze drops the combo. They were down by about 300 to Cyberoni, and now Cyberoni is still FCing as we get into the final third of the map. Cyberoni really making sure that their team does not lose on this consolidation opportunity. Cyberoni just going to pull out just a monster of a score. Even if he doesn't get the full combo, it's still such an impressive score to get the point for RAMSING. This is Cyberoni, folks. Love him or hate him. I think a lot of you people love him, myself included. The dude's just a good guy. Here we go. Final bit of the map. The shakes be damned. The dude is just hitting the combo anyway. And I mean, I'm not even paying attention anywhere else on the map. How is he comboing this section? Cyberoni pulling out the secret technique of FC Hard Rock 1 here. Never before seen. With really good accuracy to boot. 99.04. Like, bro is not giving a chance to fatchudlolcow. There has never been a chance so long as Cyberoni breathes on this map. Don't shake the notes. Oh my god. Okay. Recuperate your nerves, Cyberoni. You've got this. You just FC'd Hard Rock 1 in a bracket reset on the Grand Finals. Coming out of the losers bracket. Like, very, very well done from Cyberoni to get that point for their team. Solid backing scores as well from their teammates, but I mean, you cannot take away from the fact that Cyberoni basically carried the rest of their team on that pick. Such a strong score and a much needed score. I mean, you know, you could have missed like here or there. They still probably would have gotten the point, but Cyberoni, nah, this guy looking to get his first badge here. A couple of question marks coming out from both teams. Yeah, that score is very disgusting. Very, 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 very disgusting. Here we go, free mod 2 pick. Did we ever get to see this pick last time around? I don't think we did. I'm gonna do a quick check on that. Yeah, no. No, we have not seen this map played here in this match. Was this played in the Waters pick? Waterbenders match versus RAMSING. No, it wasn't, so this will be the first time that this map gets picked here. Plus both of the matches. I imagine Nushi is lobby setting again, but it wouldn't surprise me if he does end up playing for this pick. Start to see some players trickle in here soon. Probably about 45 seconds left on the timer. Lights out, join the lobby. Funky Kong in for fatchudlolcow. Mod lineups. Gonna be seeing another easy from Emerald Ages, potentially. It's a 1.2x, so actually I would advise against that, more than likely. That would almost be trolling. I think that's like 700,000 max score? Or no, it's even less. That would be 1.6x. Yeah, not a good score. Do not take easy here. I would recommend not easy, personally, but... Emerald Aegis is in the lobby, but that probably just means he's going hidden here. Nushi, Funky Kong, Alice Carroll gonna round out the roster. Yeah, no easy. Just not worth it when the score multiplier is as low as it is. And it's gonna be hidden for Emerald Ages, hidden Hard Rock on Funky Kong. No mods for the rest. Hard Rock on Lights Out, and double hidden from Dynamo and Naomi. Raphael gonna be on the no mod for RAMSING here. This is an older style map. Lots of like linear aim. The spacing does get kind of big, especially during the KIs for those linear patterns. So, especially if you're playing something with hidden involved, it does make hitting those patterns quite difficult. First miss on the board here, gonna be on the side of RAMSING from Raphael. No mod, no trades just yet. Real tapping in this map. It's basically just all single tapping, big, low, linear patterns. Just that initial miss. Here we go, right before the first PI though. Funky Kong gonna be dropping. That big linear pattern's gonna take out Dynamo, Lights Out, and Emerald Aegis. Now it is just Naomi on the last FC for RAMSING versus a two-way FC from Nushi and Alex Carroll for the time being. Another miss from Funky Kong. And Lights Out are bringing back their scores, but it's going to be Lights Out and Raphael to drop. No trade from Funky Kong just a little bit earlier, so still going to be in favor of fatchudlolcow, but the map is long. This is a 4-minute map, so it is going to be a while before we get to the end of the map. We just got to see how the score line's going so far. Naomi versus Alice Carroll and Nushi still. Better recoveries actually on the side for fatchudlolcow too, so they're going to continue to gain on the score lead here, and especially now with Naomi dropping the combo. That was the person that you needed to hold so desperately, but it's so hard to hold on the hidden. Both of the no-mod players still holding for fatchudlolcow, and now as the score gap reaches 200,000 points. More linear is going to be catching out both Naomi and Dynamo. This just a little bit earlier, but yeah, recovery-wise, I mean, it's not looking good for RAMSING. Alex Carroll will finally give one of those two FCs. Whoa, hold on a minute. There goes Nushi. So now there's 280,000 points separating these two teams, but there is an opening available for RAMSING. If they hold on to the combos on both Lights Out and Raphael, and they get one of their two players on those lower recoveries to start to build up their combo, there is a chance that they can start to bring this back their way. overall recovery is better for RAMSING. Now with Funky Kong dropping the combo here in the solo section, Dynamo will drop. That was the second biggest recovery behind Lights Out and Raphael. No, oh my gosh, what just happened on the biggest linear pattern of the map? Lights Out and Raphael drop, and now any hope of them bringing that scoreline back is going to completely dwindle away. Emerald Aegis holding on to the recovery. 500, 600 combo now is more than likely going to be enough for fatchudlolcow to work with here. Even if he misses another big linear pattern, the Emerald holds. It's going to be more misses on the side of RAMSING, and this is going to be a point for fatchudlolcow. They are going to put themselves up to 5 points now in the match, and we have an absolute banger of a grand finals bracket reset match on our hands here. So, doesn't need easy. He can pull out some pretty good scores with Hidden as well. Be the highest score in the lobby. Honestly, team score-wise, very, very nice team score from fatchudlolcow. Every player is going to be above 400,000 when the map comes to a close here. Will Emerald reach that 700,000 mark? He's online to do so. He does get there. Already big misses on the very end. Alice Carroll dropping at the very end, but it doesn't matter. Over 450,000 points in their favor. fatchudlolcow went on their own pick once more. We're keeping things interesting here. Do I smell potential for a tiebreaker? Got very close to tiebreaker. Last time fatchudlolcow was at 5 points. RAMSING was able to close the match out. Now fatchudlolcow at the 5-point mark, but RAMSING is still a point down. From here on out, have to win all of your own picks. One more pick guaranteed for both teams. Even if RAMSING loses this pick, fatchudlolcow will still get another pick opportunity. Yeah, you can't really afford to lose the picks anymore. At Nomad 2, they've kind of skirted around. There's still Nomad 5. Previously, I believe that was picked by fatchudlolcow, but it did not go their way. It wasn't even close, so I mean, that could be a potential good pick for RAMSING. Hard Rock 2, gonna be the pick here for RAMSING. This was the map that was chosen in order to get them over the line, to get the bracket reset the first time. But it was kind of close. It was 80,000 points by the end of the map, so I mean, this is a scary pick, I feel like, for RAMSING. I feel like either like the Nomad 2 or the Nomad 5 or the Fremod 1 would have been much better picks. Heck, even that BT4, I believe the BT4 is still available. Been a nice pick, but we got the Hard Rock 2 instead. Gonna be on this precision pick. CS 6.5 here. A lot of jump aim in this one. There is a little bit of flow, but mostly jump aim. Actually, a lot more players in the lobby this time around ready to go than what we've seen for the entirety of this bracket reset match. It's like all players are in for RAMSING. Mommy's gonna step out. It's gonna be Cyberoni now in. We saw some decent scores from players, but I think it was a relatively low roll across the board here. So maybe they feel a little bit better on this map now that maybe some of the nerfs have settled, or maybe the nerfs have increased. I mean, with the bracket reset, going right into it, definitely can add on to the nerfs here. A couple of the players stepping away from RAMSING. They had everybody in, but maybe just a little bit of last-minute practice here. Dynamo coming back in. Pra was just seen, but is it going to be someone else? No, it's going to be Pra. Cyberoni, Lights Out, Dynamo, and Pra. Going to be your roster here for RAMSING. fatchudlolcow, you've got Funky Kong, Misted Latte, and Alice Carroll. It's going to be map number 10 here. Quick little panic to get Misted into the lobby. Thank you so much. Here we go. RAMSING, this is a must-win pick. Cannot afford to lose this map. If you give up the breakpoint here, fatchudlolcow will be at match point. All that work to get the bracket reset will be for naught. Raw and Lights Out going to be finding a couple of early breaks here in the intro. Not going to be seeing any trades happening just yet from fatchudlolcow. Accuracy-wise, a little bit better for fatchudlolcow, just a little bit. Probably going to be finding another miss, though. With no trades happening, I mean, it's going to give a decent amount of score over the way of blue team for the time being. They will be the first to drop on their team. Lights Out again going to drop the combo. Big square pattern. Dynamo and Misted and Alice Carroll all make it through, but Alice Carroll drops the combo right after on a couple of the notes immediately. Dynamo is going to be the final FC gone for RAMSING now. It's just Misted, the lone FC in the lobby, but there is no combo on the side of RAMSING. It's just been misses all around. There's some more big square patterns here in the map too, so any recoveries will most likely go by the wayside by the time we get there, and Lights Out on the highest combo for RAMSING does drop that on that stream pattern. Misted's still holding, by the way. Misted continuing to hold through the beginning of the map. Now we are halfway through the map and Misted is not letting go of this FC. It's going to be riding on their shoulders for the time being. 200,000 points in their favor right now, and are looking prime to continue to look forward with this score lead, but we're about to get into another big jump pattern. Another nasty square. It's going to be a miss from Dynamo. These misses are just hurting RAMSING. Here we go. Big square jumps. Misted finally isn't falling. It's a full reset across the board. Both teams now basically blank slate as far as combos go, but that extra combo that Misted was able to get done for their team early on is putting so much work in for fatchudlolcow. They are up 300,000 points with only a quarter of the map remaining. This is looking really rough for RAMSING. Dynamo going to be dropping the combo, and this is looking like a very, very bad mispick from RAMSING now. More misses on Dynamo. A little bit of a question mark. Don't get tilted. It might be a little too far gone, but the match is by no means over just yet. Yeah, this is such a strong performance from Misted here so far on this Hard Rock 2. Completely shutting down RAMSING this time around. Big jump patterns, but yeah, fatchudlolcow, they are going to be getting the breakpoint to put themselves to match point here in this bracket reset. They weren't able to win on the first match, but they are one map away from winning now. fatchudlolcow match point off of RAMSING's pick. RAMSING, they're at the mercy of wherever fatchudlolcow chooses to go. It's been such a hard-fought battle for both sides, but fatchudlolcow, they came into this grand final stage in the winner's bracket. They had that buffer of comfortability in case they lost that first match, which they did. But now in the bracket reset, finding themselves at match point 6-4 right now. They need one more point in order to win the entire tournament here in Division 2. Then they would be securing themselves a badge. For a couple of the players, would be their first badge. You cannot let the nerves get to you. And what do you pick here? If you are fatchudlolcow, the rest of the picks don't look that favored to them as far as how the previous match went. The only map that they were able to win on out of the available maps remaining to pick from was that Nomad 2. That was the only map that they played in the previous match that they didn't lose on out of the remaining available maps. Otherwise, maybe the Fremont 1? I don't know. I still think 3mod1's a good pick for RAMSING, but we just might not get to see it at all. Decisions here. We are going to need to see that pick come through very soon. I'm thinking either the Nomad 2 or Nomad 5, even despite losing on that Nomad 5 by a decent margin. I think it would favor fatchudlolcow, even just by a little. Potentially low rolled on it. Here we go. Nomad 5, final pick for fatchudlolcow. This will be their team's final pick, no matter what. RAMSING tournament life on the line here. Backs against the wall. They were able to win on this pick previously in the last match, but it was off of some hero plays from a few of their players, and if they don't get those same scores, I can't guarantee that they'll be able to get the point here. Tried to get this one to tiebreaker. Hopefully, if the match does end before the tiebreaker, I would love to see maybe just a tiebreaker for fun, potentially. But I mean, that's up to the players. Up to the players, up to the ref. Of course, none of the Grand Finals matches so far have gone to tiebreaker. Starting to see some players come in. Cyber Oni in on the reading? Surely not. I believe this is probably just going to be the same lineup for both teams here. Lexi, Raphael, Mami, and Dynamo were the lineup for RAMSING in the previous match, and Emerald Ages, Alice, Carol, Fishy Squidman, and Nushi was your lineup for fatchudlolcow, but you can see Fishy Squidman come back into the lobby. I've gotten to see them too much, but they are kind of a specialist player for their team, so it's understandable. Come in when they're needed. Yeah, gonna be the same lineup for RAMSING. Exact same lineup for fatchudlolcow. Here we go. Final pick for fatchudlolcow. It's on the Nomad 5. Previously, RAMSING was able to get the point. It's by almost 300,000, but that was off of 700k score from Lexi, and I mean the pressure's on. They have to perform here. If they lose this map, it's game over. fatchudlolcow will be your winners of the Division 2 here in America's Draft Showdown. But RAMSING, they want to win. They want to win just as much as fatchudlolcow, so they are going to give it their all here. Start this map off. It's going to be your low AR map with a little bit of flow to it. Alice Carroll going to be the first one to fall. Nobody else dropping combo just yet. Intro is very practicable. Nothing too hard to warrant dropped combos here or there, but where we get into doubles that the combos can really start to fall. Lexi going to be the next one to drop, as well as Raphael. Now 2 combos gone on the side of RAMSING. Nobody has traded those just yet on fatchudlolcow, and already off to a good start for fatchudlolcow. Nushi going to be dropping their combo now, though. Is going to give a little bit of help towards RAMSING, but they're going to need more than just that. Into this short, slower section now. Lexi dropped right before this pause section, so is going to be 2 FCs to 2 with that good supporting combo from Alice Carroll. Basically 3 FCs. Lexi again going to be dropping combo. This is looking rough for RAMSING, but not out of the park just yet. Dynamo, though, going to be dropping their combo as we get into the final third of the map. It's just Mami on the lone FC for RAMSING. Raphael on good recovery. There goes Fishy Squidman, but Alice, Carroll, and Emerald Ages are still holding onto the combos. Make that just Emerald Ages, but it's a full reset for RAMSING, and I believe that even with that miss from Emerald Ages, it's 300,000 points. Too far, too gone. fatchudlolcow, they weren't able to get it done in the initial match here in the winners grand finals, but now after the bracket reset with cleared heads and newfound interest in the maps, newfound scores. They are going to get it done. fatchudlolcow are going to be your victors here in Division 2, America's Draft Showdown. GG, well played. RAMSING gave it their all, but in the end, they weren't able to get it done a second time. fatchudlolcow are going to be your winners here on Division 2 of America's Draft Showdown. Congratulations to all of these players. Ethan, John, Nushi, Funky Kong, Penguo, which is Alice Carroll, Misted, Emerald Ages, Naze, Lasse, and Fishy Squidman will all be receiving a badge here. If Rob feels nice. So I've heard. But that'll do it. A GG, well played. I don't believe they're going to be doing a tiebreaker for fun, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can't always get to see the tiebreaker. It is such a banger, though, with that OWC custom. But yeah, that's going to be that. fatchudlolcow are your victors. Podium spots here. fatchudlolcow, of course, coming in first place. RAMSING will be your second place podium finisher, and in third is going to be Waterbenders. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching Division 2 Grand Finals. My name is Vince Pigeon. I go by Lily, and that'll do it for now. I believe, well, no, I know there is still matches to be played on the side of the Division 1. There is one match on April 3rd, Friday, April 3rd. So that will be next week at 1 UTC. And then the next day, basically the next day, no matter what, depending on who wins that match. So yeah, we haven't even seen the loser side, but that's going to do it. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much for the stream as well. Shout out to our ref, and congratulations to fatchudlolcow. Okay. Well, no, but you get the idea. They are first. RAMSING came second. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Take care.